Up next is the App of the Week segment. This is a segment dedicated to app demonstrations. Should you have an app that you would like to demonstrate for our listeners, feel free to send us the recording of such an app demo to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your App of the Week. We now move on to the App of the Week, and our friend Riz is demonstrating a note-taking app called Joplin, Joplin. Here is Riz now to demonstrate this great note-taker.
Hello, this is Riz for blindandroidusers.com. Today I'm going to demonstrate for you an app called Joplin, Joplin. Joplin is a note-taking app which has some very good features but has some caveats which I will explain. So first, let me go and locate the app on my home screen. Just so everybody knows, I'm running Android version 16 and I'm also on TalkBack version 16.0 on a Google Pixel 10 using the Acapella synthesizer.
Home.
Okay, so now I'm on my home screen, so let me go and find Joplin.
Starling. Joplin.
Okay, now I'm going to open Joplin. And it is open. Now, usually when you open Joplin, you'll get, I do believe, the notes you've been working on going down the screen. Your first main focus is the top left-hand corner button. That button is what I'm going to touch first.
Sidebar. Button. Show hide the sidebar.
Okay, so it says sidebar, show or hide the sidebar. Okay, and I was right. So when you first come into the screen, it will start on your all notes, and you can actually navigate with headings in some aspects of Joplin. So I'm going to first talk to you about some of the caveats with Joplin, okay? First thing is, it has various different ways of saving your notes. You could save it to various cloud locations such as Dropbox and OneDrive. It has its own cloud service which is paid for, so you have to pay for that. And there are various subscription options available to you. Now, without that option, there is no collaboration, so you have to actually pay for collaboration, which is one of its downsides. You can't collaborate for free, although you can use, like right now I'm using OneDrive and it's free, so you can, if you're not collaborating, then you can just use OneDrive. Now, one of the biggest advantages for me of Joplin is something that other note takers don't have, and that's you can create folders within folders within folders, which is what I like. In terms of its structure, it's pretty straightforward and simple, and there are a couple of things I do want to talk to you about regarding it. So first, we're going to go into settings, because there are a couple of things that need to be addressed there.
Side menu opened. Close side menu.
So I've opened the side menu. Most of the things you want to go to, you will find in here.
Configuration. Button.
Now let's go to configuration.
Side menu closed. Back. Button.
Now, in configuration, there are various different categories.
General language. Date format. Tab. Appearance. Themes. Editor font. Tab. Synchronization. Sync. Encryption. Proxy. Tab. Plugins. Enable or disable plugins. Tab. Markdown. Media player. Math. Diagrams. Table of contents. Tab. Note. Geolocation. Spell check. Editor toolbar. Image resize. Tab. Note history. Toggle note history. Keep notes for. Tab. Tools. Logs. Profiles. Sync status. Tab. Import and export. Import or export your data. Tab. More information. Donate website. Tab.
Okay, so those are our options that we have available to us. Now, the first one I'm going to highlight, because this is quite important, is
geolocation. Spell check. Editor toolbar. Image resize. Tab.
This one. Here, it's
opening section note. Save geolocation with notes.
Now, there are various options here, but there's one particular option I want to go to first.
The plain text editor has various issues and is no longer supported. If you are having issues with the new enable spell check in the text, enable the markdown. Use the plain text editor.
Okay, there it is. Use a plain text editor. So let me just go back 1 second. So,
General language. Plugins enable or disable. Markdown. Media player. Math. Dive. Note. Geolocation. Spell check. Editor toolbar. Image resize. Tab.
okay, so that's the one we want. Note, editor toolbar, image resize, that kind of thing. So let's go back in.
Opening section
There
note.
again.
Save geolocation with notes.
Right, so now there are two editors. It has a markdown editor and it has a plain text editor. In my experience, on Android, the best option is the plain text editor. Now, they do say that the plain text editor is not supported, but I spoke to the developers about this and they said it should not be an issue. Now, I have discovered an issue and I will report the issue to them. The issue I've found, and it's a minor one, is when you're deleting items from a note, for instance, you're deleting characters or words, what happens is it doesn't tell you what you've deleted. So I will actually contact them about that. So let's just show you what I'm talking about.
The plain text editor has various issues and is no longer supported. If you are having issues with the new editor, however, you can revert. Switch on. Use the plain text editor.
Use a plain text editor.
Switch on. Use the plain text editor.
Make sure that is on. It's the best way to read with paragraphs and everything else. So that's one setting you'll definitely have to change. And there's another one.
General language. Date format. Tab.
So now we need to go to sync.
Markdown. Media player. Math. Note. Geoloc. Note history. Top tools. Log. Note. Mark. Plugins. Enable synchronization. Sync. Encryption. Opening synchronization target. One drop synchronization target.
Okay, so the top option is synchronization target. Now,
OneDrive. Button. Synchronization target opens drop down.
I've got mine set to OneDrive. You have to go here, set this first, and then when you tap the sync button, then especially if it's first time, when you tap the sync button, that's when you set up your synchronization. For instance, when I set up the one for OneDrive, I had to add my OneDrive, my Microsoft account. That way I was able to synchronize it. So you tap this on, you choose whichever option you want. Like I said, in this case, I chose OneDrive. Then when you go to sync it, and I'll show you where the sync button is in a minute, then it will ask you to log in with your Microsoft account. So you can sync it with OneDrive. And there are, like I said, there are Dropbox options and a few other ones. And they have their own, of course. So those are the two main options that I would recommend definitely having a look at. So let's come back out to settings, because if I continue to go through all the setting options, we'll be here forever.
General language. Date format. Tab.
And I'm going to come back out.
Search. Button. Configuration. Heading. Back. Button. Configure. Save change. Back. Save changes. Button.
Now,
disabled.
The Save Changes option is just at the top left, not in the corner, but just a little bit to the right of the top left corner. If you've made any changes, make sure you tap that. Otherwise, it'll prompt you to tap that anyway when you back out. I'm going to go back again.
Sidebar. Button. Show hide the sidebar.
And now we're back in our main screen, which has your all notes active. And in the top left-hand corner, there is a sidebar. Okay, now before I go into the notes, let me tap the sidebar.
Side menu opened. Close side menu. Button.
Side menu opened. Now.
Tags. Button. New notebook. Button. Configuration. Button. Tags. Button. Configuration. Synchronize. Button.
The synchronize button is right there at the bottom. You tap that and it'll synchronize your notes to whichever service you've got them synchronized to. Okay. Now, let's talk about creating a new note.
Tags. New notebook. Button.
So kind of partway up the middle, not quite in the middle, is when you open your menu, your sidebar menu. When you open that, you'll get your various notebooks. Below that, you'll get your trash folder. And below that, you will get your create new notebook. So if I tap on that.
Side menu closed. Enter notebook title. Edit box. Editing. Showing English. UK.
Enter notebook
PC.
title. And then you just get to enter whatever title you want.
Select parent notebook. Button. Selects a notebook.
Now,
Opens drop down.
once you've done that, you have an option to select a parent notebook. And this is what I was talking about before. This is a feature I like a lot, because you can then nest your notebooks into other notebooks, and go so on and so forth. But we're not going to create a new notebook here.
Keyboard hidden.
We're going to back out.
Sidebar. Button. Show hide the sidebar.
And we're back to our main screen again. Now, the other feature this app has is
Lindsay Fox. Tags. Configuration. Button. Tags. Button.
tags. Just above the configuration button are tags. So you can actually create tags as well if you want to. I haven't done because I like the folder system, but you can easily create tags. Now, all that said, let's go and have a look at a basic structure I created earlier.
Trash. Button opens Voice of Earth. Button test. Button opens notebook.
Okay, so here we have a notebook called test.
Expand test. Switch off.
Now, if you imagine on Windows, you have a tree type structure where you have to open it and then you get other sub options. This is how Joplin works if you create folders within folders. So
test button opens
my
notebook.
test folder here is at the moment closed. If I
Expand
open
test.
it,
Switch on.
Right, so I've expanded it now. If I go
button opens notebook. Test button opens notebook. Notebook 1, level 1, button opens notebook.
Notebook 1. So it tells me it's level 1, which means that's a notebook within the test notebook. So if I go first into the test notebook.
Notebook 1, level 1, button test button opens notebook.
Okay, so if you press on
Side menu
test.
closed. Sidebar button show hide the sidebar.
Now what will happen is you'll see the top left.
Test heading.
You'll have the test. That's the name of the notebook. And under that.
Page 1, button opens note.
Is page 1. Now that is because I created a test page here, which is under the test notebook. Okay, so if we tap on this now.
Test heading. Page 1, button opens note. Back button.
Okay, so now we open the note. Now in the top left hand corner, you heard it said back, so you can just go back from there if you want to. Now, it comprises of two edit boxes here. The top one is title.
Page 1, test button selects a note. Page 1, edit. This is a test page to demonstrate the features of page 1. Edit box, add title.
There you go. So that's your title. Then
web view.
Under that you have.
This is a test page to. I am writing this to get. This is a test page to demonstrate the features of Joplin.
Okay, so this is text I wrote myself. Now, if I move with paragraphs some words to show you that it works.
Screen search. Characters. Words. This is a test page to demonstrate the features of Joplin.
So that works perfectly fine.
Paragraphs. I am writing this to get an idea of how easy it is to navigate in the pages of the Joplin app.
So as you can tell, I just moved one paragraph down and it read it perfectly fine.
This is a test page to demonstrate the features of Joplin.
And I've just gone up one paragraph. So you can easily edit text. It's apart from the deleting function, which I think is a new little issue, which I will mention to the developers. Everything else seems to work perfectly fine. Now, just for fun, if we go back,
sidebar button.
We can.
Page 1 button opens note. Add new button.
We have an add new button. So let me have a look.
Sort notes by page 1 button opens note.
Oh yeah, you can sort your notes.
Page 1 button open sort notes by button.
That's in the top right hand corner. Now the add new button.
Page 1 button add new button. New note button.
Okay, so when you go into the add new, you have various options. You have
attachment button creates a scan notebook button creates a new note with an attachment of type scan notebook.
You have a scan notebook. I'm not familiar with that because I have not used that yet. These options, by the way, are near the bottom of the screen.
Attachment button creates a new note with an attachment of type attachment.
So you can create a notebook with an attachment. So you can actually add voice recordings and all sorts of images or anything else you want to attach to your notebook.
Recording button creates a new note with an attachment of type recording.
You can create a new note with the type attachment recording. So you can add a recording to your note.
Camera button creates a new note with an attachment of type camera.
And you can add an image. You can create a note with an image.
Drawing button creates a new note with an attachment of type drawing. New to do button.
Now we have to do options as well. So you can create either to do or you can create notes.
New note button.
And new note is right there in the bottom right hand corner. So that's those are the options you get when you want to create a new note.
Joplin.
Now we're not going to do that. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show you. We have page 1.
Page 1 button opens
Let's
note.
go and find page 2. So to do that,
button opens note. Sidebar button show hide the sidebar.
If we go and
side menu opened. Close side menu.
Open our side menu again, and we go to
trash button opens Voice of Earth button opens notebook test button opens notebook selected.
Now
notebook 1 level 1 button opens notebook.
Notebook 1 is under the test notebook. So let's go in there.
Side menu closed. Sidebar button show hide the sidebar. Page 2 button opens note.
And we have page 2. So I actually put page 2 here, and then we can open that.
Back button. This is a further test to show how Joplin works. Page 2, edit box, add title.
So that's my title. And then if we go down,
I'm running out of bland things to say, so I think I will end it here.
so again,
Headings.
it's pretty much exactly the same as it was
Paragraphs.
before.
This is a further test to show how Joplin works. I'm running out of bland things to say, so I think I will end it here.
And that's pretty much all I did. So when you create a new note, you can choose actually where to save that note. In other words, which subfolder to save it in. Or you can edit.
Actions. Notebook 1, button, selects a notebook. Actions.
If you go into actions, in
Attach.
the top top right hand corner.
Draw a picture. Share. Voice typing.
So you can. So here are the options you get.
Attach. Draw a picture. Share. Voice typing. Tags. Convert to to-do. Copy markdown link. Copy external link. Properties. Delete.
So you can do all those tasks on each note. So that's on the note itself.
Sidebar. Button. Show hide the sidebar. Page 2. Button. Opens note.
In fact, let's open this
Back button.
note, and I'll show you something else.
Actions. Notebook 1. Button. Back. Button.
So this actual note, page 2, is actually under the notebook 1, not where page 1 is. So
Actions.
let's see if we can
Attach. Page 2. Button. Opens note.
open the note.
Back. Button. Page 2. Edit box. Add title. I'm running out of bland things to say, so I think I will end. This is a further test to show how Joplin works. Page 2. Edit box. Add title. Actions. Notebook 1. Button. Selects a notebook. Opens drop down.
Okay, there it is. So now at the top it says I can move it by tapping on this because right now it's in the notebook
Close drop
folder.
down.
I can move.
Library. Menu item.
I can move it to any one of my other folders. I'm not going to do that now because I've got loads of folders and it's going to take too long. But you can actually move it to exactly where you want it. You can move your notes to various different folders or subfolders. And here we have a big list of all the folders I have. And so you just choose the folder you want and that's it. Okay, so I think that's pretty much about it in terms of what I had to say about the app. I think it's a really good app. I do think it's a shame we have to have a subscription service, but that's just the way it is, I suppose. In other words, for collaborations and such, but it's got one or two of the minor little quirks, but nothing serious. It's a cross-platform app as well, so it works on Windows, it works on Android. I'm assuming it works on the other platforms, but I'm not sure on that one. And so I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Finally, I'd just like to say I'm sorry for being a bit rusty. I haven't done this in absolute years, so I hope I'm able to impart the information that will be helpful.
Thank you so much, Reese, for that great demonstration. And folks, if you have an app, please help us demonstrate it. Do what Reese did. And so we'll have it from you guys as well, because it probably gets tiring hearing me demonstrating app after app. And so I wish that you guys could also be participating and contributing by demonstrating app, whether you write it out as a text and we could put that on accessibleandroid.com, or you could record an audio and we'll just integrate that into our episode. So please, if you have an app that you really like or you think our friends are going to like, feel free to demonstrate that app and send it to us and we'll add it onto our podcast episode.